Chapter: The Most Beautiful Thing. Author: Ella Kennan. Ella Kennan is a military spouse and homeschooling mom. She was born in Puerto Rico, and currently in England. Ella loves reading, and writing children's stories. The story, The Most Beautiful Thing, is the second-place winning story of the 2011 short story writing contest, online, by shortstorytime.com. This is a wonderful story for kids with a great moral value. The story goes like this. Once there was a queen, who is blessed with all sorts of things that she needs. But still, she is not able to find happiness. Then she orders to the court officials to bring such a thing to her, which might bring happiness. Court officials tries their best, by calling the musicians, acrobats, beautiful paintings, portraits, and finally gives an open call for the public, to bring the most beautiful thing in the world, to make their queen happy. The queen announces a reward too. And it is her precious crown. The people in the country got very much excited, and a very big line formed, in front of the palace that it seemed to be infinite. But the queen was still unhappy. She did not find beauty in any of the things brought by them. Still, people were coming in with lots of things like portraits, paintings, poetries, pet animals, etc. Days passed and the queen still is unhappy. Suddenly there came a male voice, asking the queen to move out of the palace to find the most beautiful thing. The queen searched for the man, but he disappeared in the crowd. Now, the queen changes her mind and orders the court officials to arrange for a trip. Thus, she moves out of the palace, for the first time in her life, and finds happiness, peace of mind, and the most beautiful thing too. Let us read and understand the story and also find out what was the most beautiful thing. "I am bored," announced the queen. "Some music, Your Majesty?" asked her advisor. The queen gave a slight nod. But when the court musicians started playing the same old song, she sent them away. The poor advisor tried everything to please the queen. The court acrobats were called, portraits were ordered, but she was still bored. "I am tired of all this," she said, pointing to the room. "I need a different sort of beauty," she announced. "Inform everyone that the queen is holding a contest for the most beautiful thing in the world. And the prize shall be this crown." Everyone gasped. The queen's crown was made of pure gold, studded with magnificent gems. There was no treasure like it in the whole country. The announcement was made. Soon, a long line of people formed. They showed their poetry, their paintings, and even their animals. After several days, the queen was disappointed. "This is hopeless," she muttered. "Not quite hopeless, Your Majesty." The queen sat up, wondering who had spoken. A bearded man stood behind the palace guards. "You can end your search now, Your Highness." The queen raised an eyebrow. "Have you brought me the most beautiful thing?" she asked the man. The man laughed. "Not I, nor anyone here. I have waited here for 2 days to tell you that the most beautiful thing cannot be brought to you. You must go to it." The queen was astonished. She asked, "What do you mean?" But the man was gone. The queen's advisor said, "Do not bother yourself about what he said, Your Majesty." But the queen had an idea. "Send everyone home," pointing to the people still waiting in line. "I must prepare for a trip." The advisor was surprised. "A trip? Where to?" he asked. The queen smiled and said, "Elsewhere." All arrangements were made. The queen was so excited that she wore her best dress and her crown for the journey. The crowd cheered as the royal carriage moved out of the palace gates. The queen was not sure what she was seeking or where to find it. But as her carriage rounded a hill, she looked back at the palace. The setting sun sparkled between the white towers. The scene looked like something out of a storybook. Why have I never seen my home this way before? She wondered. The Queen spent weeks traveling. She saw beauty everywhere, in the birds flying back to their nests, in a newly born calf, in the twinkling stars. One day, when the Queen was sailing on a lake, she realized that she felt peaceful, for the first time in many years. Suddenly, she understood. With all her might, she broke off a piece of her crown. She tossed the piece into the lake and watched it slowly sink. "I am ready to return home," she announced. As she journeyed back, the Queen left a piece of her crown at the root of an old tree. She placed a piece at the bottom of a green valley and the top of a snow-capped mountain. She dropped a piece in a stream. She tied a piece onto the mane of a pony. Little by little, the Queen's crown got smaller and smaller, until nothing was left. She had found the most beautiful thing. It was the world. Hope you enjoyed the story, The Most Beautiful Thing. Thanks for watching. Please continue with the comprehension part.